This might get a little controversial, so I'm going to be very careful about editing it. But hey, at the end of the day, Fit doesn't give a fuck. Welcome back to Chandraditya. Welcome back to Bata. My name is Sid, and I've got with me today someone named Chandraditya Raj, who is representing the team at Aawaaz Education Services. Chandraditya is the managing partner there. Chandraditya, hi, welcome to the channel.
I would still want to know कि पूछोगे क्या तुम? This is my first interview. So
then this doesn't count then. Like if you tell someone na in near people will be like और बता पे मैंने मेरा पहला interview किया, that doesn't count. Like that is just conversational shit. It's just तेरे को चाहिए तो अभी तू यहाँ होता ना तो मैं तेरे को मस्त चाय बिस्कुट पे बिठाता बोलता खा तू मस्त आराम से बैठ चिल मार बात कर रहे नथिंग क्रेजी अबाउट इट. क्या चल रहा है तेरे क्वारंटाइन में ये बता मेरे को. काम वाम कैसा चल रहा है ये बता.
ऑब्वियसली कोविड से काफी फर्क पड़ा है. जो नॉर्मल क्लासेस होनी थी, जो नॉर्मल चीजें हमने प्लान करी थी वो नहीं कर पा रहे, बट वी आर ट्राइंग टू फिगर आउट व्हाट वी कैन. एंड रिसेंटली वी हैव स्टार्टेड आवर समर कैंप विद वन ऑफ आवर पार्टनर स्कूल्स, and that started today, and it's for 21 days now, so let's see how that goes.
Guys, this is the 21st century. Summer camp is happening on Zoom. मेरे को अभी भी याद है मैं छोटा था तब बाल भवन जाता था फुटबॉल क्रिकेट खेलने. ये Zoom पे हो रही है चीजें. Shit has moved next level. So like, I think this begs the question, since you guys have already done a lot of and तुम्हारा now ही education services related है. Tell us what this organization does.
Very honestly, we started off as a Teach for India project. My partner, he was a Teach for India fellow, and in their second year, they have to basically do a project for the students, whatever they can. He chose to do something called Project Aawaaz, where he wanted to give students the option of speaking up, because these students never got the option of speaking up. They never got the choice of actually understanding what is happening or give us their point of view.
Right.
And from there, it started off as an idea that this is something that is not only lacking in government schools, but also in private schools. So that was in 2014. It has been 5 years now. I started as a volunteer here. I volunteered in the government school the first time when we started. And today I'm here. We did a lot of work with private clients and government schools and low income schools. The idea was we wanted to make sure that everything that we do is equitable. We wanted to make sure that education is not something that is only there for a particular group of people. Everyone deserves to be treated the same way. Everyone deserves the same opportunities, and everyone deserves the same type of things that the others do get. We started this as basically on 3 things. We focused on public speaking, critical thinking, and general awareness. Mm-hmm. The idea was that these are the 3 things on which schools generally don't work, and they are extremely important. So if you're working on, let's say, public speaking, you get a chance to speak up. If you're working on critical thinking, you start talking about stuff that generally people don't. Even if we talk about fake news, people don't think about what they're reading. The first reaction is, okay, theek hai, news mein hoga, sahi hoga. So we want the students to basically start making their own point of views. That has been our aim since the day one, that we won't tell them what we believe. We won't tell them that, okay, this particular side is right. We won't tell them that this is what you should believe in. We will give them all the facts, we will give them both the sides, and we will let them choose. We want them to understand that whatever they are doing, they should get a choice in that. They should understand both the sides, and then they should choose to do what they believe is right, rather than us imposing what we feel on them.
Sure.
And from there to today, we are working with multiple schools throughout India, not just in Delhi NCR, but even outside. We work with schools like Sri Ram Millennium School of the chain of schools. We work with Mazhar International. We work with Mayo College in Ajmer. All of these are some of the schools that we work with. The things that we offer them, again, depend on what kind of things do the school need, or right, what kind of actual effort do they require for their school. So some schools need just debate training, where the students are prepared for parliamentary debate, for MUNs, for anything else where they can basically make sure that the co-curricular activities are being taken care of. Then there are other schools which want us to organize these debates for multiple other schools. It's an inter-school event. People are coming in from outside. All of these things happen. Then there are schools where we are there as a curriculum developer and implementation of that. What that is basically is one of our schools, one of our biggest clients, is called Bluebells International School. It's in Greater Karachi, Delhi. So what they do is they asked us if we could change the civics curriculum into something which was more fun and more interactive for the students to learn, because civics generally is seen as a subject which is not fun or which is not there to be taught actually, because civics पढ़ लिया, history पढ़ लिया, इसमें कुछ नया नहीं है. So we changed the curriculum. We made it into something where we were having discussions with the students. So rather than teaching them about, let's say, state government, I told them, okay, this is the state government, this is what happens there, and now we will move on to what can you do to understand it better. So we will discuss healthcare and how healthcare is a responsibility of the state. But at the same time, in India, we have private hospitals as well. Then rather than me telling them, okay, why do we need a government hospital if we have private hospitals, so why do we need the other one? I make them debate about the topic. Do you think that all hospitals should be privatized? It's a very simple topic. But when the student starts thinking about it, okay, if all of them were privatized, the people who can't afford to go to hospitals, what will they do? Especially when you're living in a country like ours, there is a need to do these things. They have to make sure that everyone is taken care of. To get there, we push them in a particular manner. We make sure that they understand the topic and they start thinking out loud. They start understanding how they can improve that. We have always had a not-for-profit part with the company. No matter what happens, we have always worked with low-income schools, government schools, wherever we can help and however we could. So last 2 years, we were working with this organization called Simple Education Foundation. They have 2 schools in Delhi where they have taken over the entire curricular or the scholar part of it. So they have started teaching trainers, they have started training teachers, they have started to make lesson plans which bridge the gap between classes, because these are students again who don't get everything that according to the government they should. They approached us for the co-curricular part of it, and we took over public speaking, creative writing, theatre, dance, art and craft, and basically everything that we could for these students, and we programmed that we should teach them the skills that they require to do the particular activity. So rather than teaching them a song, we taught them how to dance, what is beat, how to musically understand what can go with a particular thing. In a similar way, rather than making them write a particular piece, for creative writing, we taught them what are the things required to basically write. What is imagination? How can you improve that? All of these things. For theatre, again, not making them do just a play, but to make sure that they understand why volume is important, how to use your hand, why you have to show particular expression. All of these were skills given to them so that they could do it themselves once they get to the stage. Then last year, we started working with the NSDC, National Skill Development Center, where the students are basically taught things that they can use in their life. So the center that we were working with, they were working with the students on data entry, sales, and basically making sure that they have something that they can do if by chance they couldn't get to a college.
Right.
We started taking classes there for English and public speaking to make sure that the sales that they are doing and the data entry jobs that they want, it's easier for them to get it, because if they have another skill, it is obviously better. From there, we organized a conclave for them in December 2019, where we invited multiple speakers who came or who were basically industry leaders, but not older industry leaders. They are people around mid-20s who have done and achieved a lot. And we wanted them to talk to the students and make them do simple activities to make sure that they understand that there are other things in life that they can pursue. A simple idea of journalism and how that there is print journalism, there is media, that there is TV, there is online. All of these are things that even I don't particularly understand, but I wanted the students to understand how it is different. Because for me, I have always thought, jo akhbar mein chhapa hai, wohi online aa jayega, what is the difference? But there is a huge difference. How can you change that into a thing which will be easier for people to understand? Because online, obviously, people are not going to sit and read multiple op-eds. They have to get the information. So these are just examples of what we did for them. Now, during COVID, we had, again, every year we take these summer holidays to basically revamp our curriculum, change the lesson plans that we have, improve whatever we can, and make sure that the next year is completely settled. We have everything that we require, and then we can work on those. So we have been working on our IT for a really long time. We have everything that we need, but this is a process that keeps on going every single day. Whatever activities I do, whatever lesson plans I make, they can be changed, they can be improved by any of my facilitators, any of the team members who are there, who are working with us. However we can improve these classes, we want to make sure that that happens.
As 90s kids, we know, like at least I know कि मैं इंडिया में पहले के मेरे 6-7 साल जो भी है प्राइमरी एंड प्री प्राइमरी स्कूल आई हैव डन इन इंडिया, ठीक है. I moved abroad. I moved to Indonesia. I was in an IB school where the education system was based more around, I wouldn't say experimental methods, but more around the ideas and lines of inquiry. Okay? It was more related to go ahead, find your version of the truth rather than believing the version that's in a textbook. There was no textbook system in my entire school, at least till like ninth, 10th grade. Okay. Can't imagine everyone in India escaping this current, education, whatever you want to call it. I don't even want to call it a system because if there was a system, there would have been an input and an output. But there is nothing. It's just becoming this cyclic, vicious circle of, ideas being recycled from the 80s and brought down to the 2020, whatever model. Now, the thing is, I can only imagine what you guys are doing is basically letting people avail or letting kids avail education of such a higher, such a superior quality. Like one of the things you mentioned was developing skill set. I think that's next level, right? Like I don't think any educational system in India that has ever happened, no matter how international you want to call it, has never really focused on employability. Do you think there is need for a system like yours, or there's a need for an organization like yours, because there are so many loopholes in the education system?
Yeah, without a doubt. So the problem is not just that there are loopholes in the system. The country that we live in, there is so much of basically a gap that you can't even imagine. Even if you talk about what is happening right now. So I can take a Zoom class with students who can afford to have a laptop or who can afford to have a net connection. What about the students who don't have that? They are also students who we want to teach, but we can't even approach them. I am stuck in this house. I have not left this house for 2 months now. And so, similarly, so haven't my students. But when I'm talking to schools like the one that I'm working with right now, all of them are at home, but all of them are getting their education. They're getting extracurriculars. They're getting the skills that they need, and they're having fun. For them, it's just the fact that they can't leave their houses. But if you look at the schools, like the government schools and the low-income schools, there isn't much that we can do because they don't have the same resources. It's a very simple fact that even if there is right to education in India, they are not getting that education right now. The thing is, it's very difficult to work with government schools or low-income schools because, again, you need to be present there. If, let's say, there is a government school in my area, I can't approach them online. I can't send them a mail and be like, okay, I have a plan, can we do it? I need to go and talk to the counselor. I have to get permissions. I have to talk to the principals. I have to get permission from the entire Delhi government, and then maybe they will let me enter. So we have planned multiple things. We are planning even more things. What can we do? But as soon as COVID is over, we'll be back to what we do for sure. This has been one of the most integral parts of Aawaaz since the day we started. That no matter what we do, we will always make sure that the things that we are providing is for everyone and it is equitable. So one of the things that we did again last year for this was we established our foundation. And in September 2019, we established the Aawaaz Foundation with the goals that we have right now because we honestly believe that we aren't doing as much as we can for the people that we wanted to work for. One of the projects that we had to start in April is a school in Sangam Vihar. Sangam Vihar is one of the biggest slum, unregistered colony in India and in Delhi. And they basically have multiple schools. Some of those schools aren't registered schools. So basically what happened a few years back, the Supreme Court stated that to become a registered school, you need 200 square feet of area and you also need a playground.
Sure. Okay.
If you don't have both, you cannot be a registered school. And the issue with that was, this is an unregistered colony, right? And they don't have enough space to move around, let alone there be a playground. So the school that we are starting, that we wanted to work with, we already started working with them. We made the lesson plan, we spoke to the principal and the teachers and what all we can do. And the idea was basically to make sure that we start going there to train the teachers. Now, this is a school which is the classroom is as big as my room. It has a wall in the middle, a half wall, not even a complete wall, a half wall, and there are 2 classrooms running simultaneously because they don't have enough resources. It's literally a 3-story building just to make sure that they have 200 square feet of area and where these things are being taught. It is a school from LKG to class 5. They are trying whatever they can to get that registration, but they can't, which means they don't have support from the government. They don't fall under the RTE. They cannot take donations. They cannot do anything directly with the help of anyone for the students because they are not registered. Even if, let's say, I as a student am studying in that school, it's only till class 5. After class 5, if I have to go to a government school, I don't get a TC because again, the school is not registered. So I as a student will have to sit for entrance exam, then perform well, and then maybe I will go to the 3 options that I get. There is Nishtha, Pratishtha, and one more. So the idea is that we want to make sure that the teachers who are teaching there, we give them the training required so that even if we are not there, they can teach the students in a way that will help them. So rather than just going there and taking classes for the students and letting the teachers take a backseat, we are doing both. We will teach the students and we will teach the teachers how to improve what they are telling them. So even if they are trying to teach them math, there are ways that we can tell the teachers how they can improve that in that particular school.
Sure.
So they're not used to these things. They don't have a particular idea how they can improve the smaller things and how they can improve the efficiency of what they are teaching.
Granted.
So we want to make sure that the teachers there, because again, these are people who haven't left that area because of multiple constraints. They themselves were schooled in that area. They couldn't go to colleges, or even if they did, they couldn't leave that particular lifestyle. So we want to make sure that at least the new generation, they get the exposure that everyone should. They should know what options they have. They should know what all can they learn and how they can improve the life that they are living right now. Because everyone deserves the chance. It's a very simple fact that no matter what happens, we will always work for equity.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet. we're done talking about the frontline work, by the way. Just to let you guys know, this is exactly how passionate they are. कि मेरे को कोई सवाल ही पूछना नहीं पड़ा, सब कुछ इसने बक डाला, ठीक है? And now what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna start talking to him about how he got here. I want to know the behind the scenes because it's a fact. I'm gonna put the links down there. You guys can go check their links out. They're doing a fantastic job. There's no two ways about that. Tell me about the team. कौन है, क्या करता है कोई, and how did you guys come together? मेरे को ये बताओ.
So, like I told you, this started off as a project by my partner when he was in Teach for India.
सबको अपन shout out दे रहे हैं तो नाम लेके बोल सबको.
Saran Tripathi, he is right now doing his PhD from the University of San Diego, California, in education. He completed his master's in education from Sussex, and he did his graduation from Hindu University. Basically, since he was a debater, he wanted to start this. And all of the friends that he had were debaters. One of those friends was my roommate. And it was a Sunday morning. I was in college in my first year or second year. I think first year. Yes, first year. My first year of college, I was in my PG. I was doing nothing. I was just doing my normal stuff. I had to read my political science books and all of those things. And he came in and he was like, "Okay, you're doing nothing. Chal mere saath." कहाँ ले जा रहे हो? My friend is doing something with government schools. He wants to basically teach the public speaking, and you will be a good teacher. Why not come? अच्छा ठीक है, sure. I had never taught ever in my life. I had no idea what was I going to do. I wasn't a debater properly. I hadn't done anything according to me at that point of time. But my roommate forced me, and I went there. And I had to teach class 4 students. That was the first time that I interacted with them. My students won the final showcase debate, which was after 4 months of classes where we taught them other multiple things and taught them how to basically speak in public, try to argue. All of these things were things that I had to explain to them and make sure that they were able to understand. The showcase, again, was a debate where 16 schools were there with multiple classrooms, and they had to debate against each other. And the judges were from, again, Delhi University debating circuit, who, again, have achieved or who had passed college or all of those things. They came, they sat down, they saw the debate, and my students won. That was one of the things that I never imagined, because I honestly didn't know what type of teacher I am. I didn't think that I'm a teacher. And at that point of time, I wanted to be a civil servant. I wanted to clear my UPSC. So I couldn't believe what happened, and the feeling was just, it can't be described in words, how happy I was when that happened. And I realized how genuinely I loved the fact that I did this, and how much I enjoyed doing that. So I spoke to my partner, Sarang, and I spoke to him that, okay, whenever you do this again, please let me know. I want to be a part of it, and I want to make sure that I'm there in a bigger role, and whatever I can do, I will do it. And so I started as a volunteer. Then I moved as the next project head, where we were doing it with 72 schools. And the showcase was of 1,300 students. And it happened in the Gandhara 5 senses. We raised money using paid giving, and basically it was a huge success. And I just got hooked. I could never leave. And from there to today, it has been slowly and gradually, we have been working towards multiple other clients, from working for just government schools to working for private schools to private clients, to making sure that whatever we do can be done for everyone.
So like it's just you guys. You guys have a team with you. Like कौन है दूसरा?
Yeah. So we have a team. We have Divya Sharma. She is right now the head of operations. She has been with us for 3 years now as a permanent team member. Before that, she also volunteered in the second phase where I was the project head. So she started as a volunteer as well.
Shout out, yeah.
She, again, just like I did, fell in love with the idea of Aawaaz and couldn't leave. And again, started off as a facilitator, started taking classes for us. And slowly and gradually over the years, she has become the head of operations, and she basically takes care of the day-to-day running of what we are doing. Next is Anushka Khanna. She again started 3 years back as a volunteer. She did the 2 projects that we did with Simple Education Foundation. In the first project, she was the facilitator. In the second project, she was the school head. After which she completed her master's in psychology. Both of them are masters in psychology, by the way. After which she completed master's in psychology and we basically asked her to join us. And it has been a year now. She is the head of facilitation and curriculum. And so this is the core team that we have. Then we have other members like Vijit Srinivas. He is looking after the marketing and basically how we can expand. He joined us this year. He again started off as a volunteer. As you can see, there is a pattern here.
He's done a good job. He's done a good job, which is why we're sitting here basically. तो बैठा इसलिए क्योंकि marketing तुम लोगों का सही हुआ है. So he's done a good job.
Absolutely. I started this in a way where I wanted to make sure that people get to know about it, and finally, after a lot of work, we are here where people understand what we do and they are excited about what we do.
So like you mentioned, the trend is you start as a volunteer, you get addicted to it, then like every other drug problem, you are stuck.
You're stuck. Honestly, you're stuck. My parents, both of them are civil servants. So for me to tell them that, okay, I am not going to do that, and I'm shifting my lifelong dream from being a civil servant to doing this, was obviously a huge conversation that I had to have. But I did, because I just fell in love with the idea of what we are doing and how we have been doing it. Next, we have Abhyuday Mishra. He, again, is one of our facilitators. He makes sure that the classes are going properly. He takes care of the curriculum and also a little bit of legal stuff, from contracts to other things that he can take care of. Then we have Sahil and Matthew. Both of them are looking after our tech. So from the website to the things that are coming up, we are trying to design a student portal where basically everything that they need can be done online. So they just need to log in, they will see their classes, they will see their assignments, what they need to do. All of this is being designed by them, and they are the ones who are taking care of it. And other than them, we have, so basically the thing is, we want to make sure that we are working with younger people, we are working with people our age or people who want to give something back. So then we have a team of 12 to 20 people who are there as part-time facilitators, who are trying to make sure that whatever we do is done in a particular manner. They are trained by us, we give them proper training, they are taught what they can do, what can't they do, how to make curriculum, all the things that there are. And then we make sure that they are also part of the team in a way. So when we are taking classes in a particular school and they need a particular type of training, we will choose one of the people who has an expertise in it. And then they go there and start working. And one of the newest members is Arunima. She will be joining us once she's done with her college this year. And she will be taking care of facilitation generally and curriculum development, however she can. So again, all of us are from different backgrounds. I did my political science, Tarang did his education and history, Anushka and Divaish are philosophy, psychology, and Abhyuday was law, Vijit is economics. So all of these are things that they have been doing.
I'm actually surprised. तुम्हारी टीम में एक भी engineer नहीं है. This is the first startup I've seen जहाँ पे there are no engineers on the team.
None of them. Even Sahil and Matthew, both of them are looking after our tech. But Sahil is doing his physics honors, to be honest. He's the only one who's doing a science subject. But we don't have any engineers. Everything that we have learned it on the go, from making contracts to making the website.
On behalf of your entire team, if you could give one message to every viewer here who's trying to understand how, why, when, where to go about what you're doing to become this social entrepreneur, which is, by the way, अभी कोविड के टाइम में तो खास और कोविड के बाद तो और भी खास, very much needed. What is your message to people who are curious and are scratching their head and saying, मुझे तो ये करना है?
Honestly, if you believe in a cause, if you believe that you want to work for something, and that is, even if it is a social cause, you should definitely go for it. Even if there is nothing that you can see right now that we won't be able to make it, we won't be able to do anything, even the smallest thing will make a huge impact on the lives of people that you are trying to work for. It doesn't matter how much you are able to achieve, it matters that you are trying to do something. And you will get appreciated, and as soon as you do, the love will automatically come. Because it's honestly the feeling of what we do. When we do it for everyone, it's different. The happiness that we get from doing it for everyone possible, whatever we can, it's just a different feeling in altogether. We can't imagine what we do without the things that we have done completely for the profit. Very honestly, none of us, whoever is a part of this company, has ever only thought of profit or how we can make money, because that is not the idea here. We don't focus on that. We want to make sure that I can survive very easily on my own, but there are people who can't. So rather than me thinking of making a lot of profit and keeping that wealth around myself and living a luxurious life, I would much rather make sure that even if I can improve one person's life, that makes a difference in an entire family. It's something that all of us believe in, that we want to make sure it happens.
The other reason why it's so marvelous is because we are all, you and I are both living in a very capitalistic environment, and where I, on one end, I'm like capital. You guys are not, and yet you guys are flourishing and impacting, because your business is not money related. Your business is more impact driven. तुम लोग के अगर, I don't think you have something called as a services column, and you shouldn't have that. You should just have these three ideas that you initially mentioned, and all services that come under this entire umbrella are basically the services. Because this is a cause created thing, and this is an impact driven venture. This is him telling you guys कि भाई अगर कुछ करना है इस फील्ड में या फिर किसी कॉज की तरफ, इन जनरल just go for it. बाकी जो होगा होना होगा देखा जाएगा. They started from scratch. They can do it. So can all of us, I should say.
We literally started from Tarang's father's garage. Literally. That's our first office, and that is where we started off from.
But you know, Chandraditya, अपना young crowd ना, it's so हरामी. ये लोग ऐसे ही बोलेंगे, नहीं, अच्छा, you started from where? Tarang's father's garage. Oh, I don't even have a garage. It's just when people have the need, or they think there is a need to do something about a particular thing, the most they will do is share a video, or follow a cause for a couple of days, or send WhatsApp forward. That is the most we have come to, because there are so many available excuses, pandemic being one of them, for people not doing what they should be doing, or people not doing what they could be doing. And yet, this is a time where everyone's humanity gets tested. I think this is one of those phases जहाँ पे सबका असली चेहरा निकल के आ रहा है, कौन कितना पानी में है, when it comes to humanitarianism. ठीक है. So I think we are there, and if these guys are functioning, I mean, you guys are doing such things. I think the other day when we were talking, you were telling me कि हो नहीं रहा है, काम slow चल रहा है, and today you told me that you guys have the summer camp thing going. Dude, kudos to you guys, man. तुम लोग कैसे कर रहे हो? I have no fucking idea, but something I'd definitely like to be a part of for sure, man.
I'm glad. I'm really glad. So it's just the people who are around us, who have been with us, and the people, the principals, the teachers who genuinely believe in what we do. That's why we are here. That's why we have been able to do what we want them to. They understand what our vision is. They understand what we do. They see value in it. And touch wood, it has been good. Let's see how it goes now.
So that's it for you guys. That was Chandraditya Raj. Thank you guys for watching this. Chandraditya, thank you for doing this, buddy. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. Channel इतना अच्छा कर रहा है, इतना अच्छा content डाल रहा है. Subscribe करो यार. ऐसे क्या करते हो? One लाल button. ठीक है. There is not a social call. कोई अभियान नहीं चला रहा हूँ मैं. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just fucking hit one button. And I would urge you, and this is something I don't usually say on the channel, but I'm going to do it today. मुझे subscribe करो ना करो. Do one tiny favor. Go look at the work they're doing. Be inspired. Be grateful for what you have. And I think just support these guys in whatever way you can, right? Because right now, they're managing to churn out work in this difficult time. They need a pat on the back at least. Chandraditya, once again, man, thank you so much for coming.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
and I'm gonna see you guys next video. Bye bye.